Hello, comrades, and welcome back to Revergrad. It is your fearless leader, Premier Rever, and I am happy to be back. I've been babysitting the town. This time, I did not go away on vacation when I could have. Instead, I sat here clicking houses periodically, hitting the escape button to make sure they weren't getting overpopulated. So they have a relatively low number, but I do have a feeling a wave is coming. That one's getting a little bit high. I didn't build too many houses. Certainly I don't think I built much since the last episode. Maybe one or two over here. Ooh, look at this guy, 70. Ooh, bad. Yeah, this one right there. I don't mind that one being high because he tends to put people over here. So this one's getting a bit high too. This one I don't try to mess with too much because that's where I try to put my school teachers, so these people are assigned to go to the school. So, and yeah, the rest of them, well, this one's getting a bit high too, which is good because we can build more flats and get more stuff going. Not the end of the world, I don't think, if one of these gets a little bit high, but we'll have to come back to that. The reason I brought you back is look what we have. Now, this, I realized, is kind of a little bit of a difficult thing to show you a good picture of because old Smokey here, the brick factory, is blocking your view, and the darn NATO forces won't let us go across the border so I can show you a good view from the other side. So it's like, you know, you get this view like this, or maybe we can spin around the other side, right? I don't want to make your head spin, but we can't even hardly see the coal mine. But we are not quite done yet. The coal mine has been under construction for months. They're down there digging tunnels apparently. But they are getting close. To the point for a little while I've just, you know, this has all been done. And actually these things here, I couldn't get a road access just because I got too much crap shoved in there. So because of the lack of road access, I just ended up having to build this whole section of conveyor. This little guy I could build because he's attached to here, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to build this guy. Well, let's set him to building anyway, right? Not going to hurt. Where's my construction place? It's getting hard to even see the thing these days. It used to be like the only thing out in the field there. Well, it still is the only thing out in the field. You get the idea. Can I build this? Yes. Okay, so that's the last construction assignment assigned. You can see this thing's getting awful close to done. We'll just cut into the workers a little bit, I hope. It's not like they're not right across the street. Now the good news is this guy already has two people that want to go to work so bad they're out there, you know, painting the new floors, I guess. He knows what they're doing. But they're going to work already, so that's a good sign that we may even get people straight away into the coal mine. You know, it sort of has me thinking about this area with this power line going right through there. I'd still want to keep our substation here, but I don't know. I mean, I could probably put the power line even through here past that conveyor, and then if I did a little better job with the road, you know, I could maybe wind the road up more towards this substation, and then I bet you I could fit more houses right in here. And they might do a wonderful job of just self-supplying. Now the problem with that is, are they going to be close enough to the school? Like if we look at this guy, hover, he's 207, so I don't know, he's willing to go 304 over there, so I know from the initial complaints on Steam, it's that people will only go 250 meters, but you can see that it will go 314. As a matter of fact, they're walking down to, here it is, but the mouse does move quick. You don't notice it until you try to be careful. Like on YouTube, it looks worse when you swing around like that, you know, like when you're thinking swing, it's not so bad. So I apologize if that gives anybody headaches, but if you notice, like, we got a whole little parade of people come down this street. Slow, see? Come down this street each time, so. Anyway, yeah. All right, we can close the construction office. What are we at? 95% on that. And yeah, other than that, it's just a matter of watching your town. I mean, I think, you know, you get your basics in close enough to the people, and you don't have to do an exorbitant amount of busing. And then, you know, we are kind of up against, like I said in another video, probably should have gone like another to here and built the town, and that would have given me more room to the I guess I'm considering that the west. So yeah, we also could probably do something with this eventually. We've got a bit of a hold up at times coming in and out of our depot. What else has been going on? Oh, this guy's been like beautiful. What's he at now? 2.2. He only takes a trip once in a while. Let's go back over to the coal mine and talk about it while they're building. Are we just not doing anything with this, guys? What's going on? Oh, we got the resources. We just need people. Oh, we don't have a crane for this one. It's too little. Alright, anyway. When it comes to this, let's take a look, for example, at last month. Now, we've been spending, you know, a lot of money, $99,000. Well, that's, you know, a lot of that's just going to be on steel. But if we go to our exports, oh, we didn't I was wondering if we were going to miss a month eventually. Look, we didn't export any. Now this month, see, like I bet you this month we did. Yeah, there's close, 15 grand. Dang. So that's equal to all the effort with the trucks back and forth with the bricks. But it also says a lot about the bricks, doesn't it? You know, the bricks are. That was a good choice. You know, I mean, maybe not as good a choice as the clothing, but it was also cheaper and easier to get going. Now, without the coal to back it up, it's not as lucrative, I don't think, as the coal. Because let's take a what was our chemicals number there? Imports. So if we take a look at the chemicals, yeah. See, we only let's see. Last month we didn't really sell any. We're selling about the 15,000 each time we sell it. So let's go to last month. Yeah, see, 5,000 in chemicals, where we got 12,000 in coal. So if we go back to last month's income, 21,000 in bricks. That's kind of weird. But anyway, so we're spending over half of the profit of the bricks in this column on the coal, which hopefully we will put an end to. Now, I don't know how much this guy is using. 33 at max. I think the power plant does 24. Is that right? Yeah, 24 tons at maximum production. So hopefully we can get that much out of this guy here. Now that we lost some of our workers going even slower, but we're here. Let's do a little fast forward action here, because I don't feel like getting, not that I have one topic, but I don't feel like leaving the area. The next topic will be, where do we go from here? I mean, I know we got a power plant coming, but I think that's going to be much similar to this, where I'll come back for the, that probably will be the next thing I do once we get this running, unless this thing just, you know, falls flat. You know, we're going to have nobody working here. Oh, guys, one push. Anyway, there we go. Now we got 46 people on this. But yeah, where do we go from here? I mean, we don't have much. It feels like a lot to me because I've spent enough hours building it up, but it's really not that much. You know, you watch somebody else's video where they start with $10 million, and this is nothing. You know, you get a couple good running industries. So I'm hoping that this, you know, we make this. We really probably can cut our coal costs almost to nothing, I'm hoping. I don't know if we're going to get enough coal out of this thing, but 33 work days. Come on, guys. What do we got over here? This guy, this one. So we only got 2 people in there. 3. There you go. There we go. That's what we needed. Shot in the arm. That might take us over the top, 43 people. Though this number does tend to be, it's moving pretty good. Plus I'm going fast forward. So, right, there we go. Alright. Now now the question is, can we get some people that want to work there? Where are these people? Distillery, unspecified. You look like a fine lot to become specified. How about you? You are no longer going to go to the brick factory. Do you have more people? You have a lot more. Doesn't the mind? Yeah. You know what? Let's change that. Sorry, guys. Hate to confuse you. Oh, what am I doing? Distillery. Yeah, so this group here, go to there. And then this group, which is a little bit bigger for now, go to there. Oh, there's no connections? Huh? But there is a connection from here. Okay, well we can... I know how we can fix that. Alright, so you stay going to the brickyard. You're going to the distillery. You... Oh wait, I gotta go into both. Yeah, you stay going to the coal mine. Stop going there. What was this the guy that had a lot? Enough? So we're going to give you 2 extra people for now. And then we want to try to get somebody else. You're going to the food factory, bus platform. So we need to try to get the gas station. Bus platform. Those are my food people as well. Livestock people. Unspecified. This was this one. Yeah. Alright, well, unspecified. Will you go all the way down here? So that means that you should go to the distillery. You should go to here. And you should not go to the distillery. I don't know if anybody followed that, including myself, but I think we have 2 that are supposed to be coming over here, and we got 5 people in the coal mining with a little bit of ore. Okay, well we don't have many, but I'm assuming that will ramp up if we get a few more people in here. But the fact is that it's doing something. Now you have no people, but then again I just did Shuffly Magoo. There we go. We got a person, and we got coal. And we got coal coming in. And how much does it give us an idea on this thing? It just tells us how much is in storage. This is going to be the way we tell that. So how much is our buy order for? 4 tons. So if we don't maintain 4 tons, look at this. Look, we got a whole parade of them. They can't wait to go to work in the coal mine. Must pay well. Maybe there's like a socialist bonus. Okay, we got 5 people. We got 14 people. Look at them all. Oh, some of them are going to here, but look at them all. Some of them are going there. All right, workers, get to work. This is an important industry for us. So this is the way we're going to tell. See, we're running out of coal at times. Just trying to keep this thing going. Yeah, get in there, people. It's only a 12% mine. Yeah, we're making coal, though. We've got to be cutting down on 12%. Yeah, see, we're only getting like 12 tons. We're going to have to ramp up our people greatly. Now, how much does this use? 33. So we would have to get this up to 55. So we would need at least 5 times as many people in there all the time in order to be able to run this steady. And see, we keep running out. We're probably behind it. But this is going to, even right now, see, this is the kind of thing. I'll see if I can get it ramped up more. Probably not. I'm not going to do that on camera because I don't, not until I have a plan for what I want to do. Adding some houses, moving this power line. my plan at this point, the only thinking I had was, you know, discuss that and where do we go from here? You know, we have, either way, this is going to save us some money. We're not going to be buying coal anymore, so it's all good. This is definitely an area I think we want to keep in mind for iron. If we come over to an iron mine, see, that's, you know, you say, oh, that's not bad. Look up here. This is just, you know, like, that is just the iron, one of the best iron mines ever. It's up on a hill, but heck, we can, yeah, if we have to, we could just conveyor it all right down there, you know. So even some other places like here, you know, but if we come all up into here, it's all, this is like Iron City over here, you know. Look at that. Nice. So anyway, what I would think of is that this portion of town over here should be left aside for steel and iron and things like that. Meaning we have this hilly area, which maybe we could make a few boards up in here, but that's, I don't think boards are going to be the most profitable thing if you just look at the price. Oh, excuse me. Wood, $21. So, I mean, you'd have to cut a lot of wood to make it nearly as profitable as that. But I think, you know, we want to be self-sufficient, and if you're using it in enough places, we can distribute it with amongst other things. How are we doing? Only 10 people. Yeah, so it seems like we're not even going to keep up with our production of bricks. Not unless we do some work to get more people there, which, like I said, I don't know, do we start that or are we ready to start it? If you look at our population, we have 600 kids between the age of 7 and 21. So I'm going to expect a bit of a boom in our adult population coming up here. You know, I'd like to ramp up this operation a bit more in the fabrics. But it's, you know, the fabrics are backing up. It seems like our issue is sewing machines. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's operating. We could ramp it up. And then the other thing that we can't forget, before we start doing too much more, let's zoom way out, is we need to get towards here. So one of my thoughts is to come over here, but then I'm like, well, you know, there could certainly be benefits with starting another town up here, but I think it would be a little more exciting to come up into either this region and form like a little bit of a hub. I don't want to spend too much money, but then from there, we could either go east or west, and I'd say maybe if we went up this valley, at that point, this Molna is not that far away. You know, I mean, it's a hike, but it's not an impossible hike. And the reason I say all that, I'm not sure if we could buy any rail. Where are we going? Did I go too far? Yeah. I'm not sure at this moment if we could buy rail American cars. I really never looked. But if I assume we're not, we're going to have a hard time getting rail. So I may just start building a road, you know, where is it? Yeah, like up this way into this valley. And then a nice thing about this valley, it kind of holds a central location. But this is the valley. This is where we started the very first episode. So this is where the oil is. So we could kind of come up here, and even if we just created some kind of little halfway road network and started getting some outposts with a fuel station, we could actually set up a fuel pump here, some oil wells, and maybe even pipe the oil up over the hill to like a refinery town here, and then like pump fuel from here. That's pretty ambitious for somebody who doesn't even have a coal mine that works. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much money and time on vehicles, because that's what's really costing me and just dwindling this away. I think we're all right now, but I'm not the kind of person to be wasteful in life. Yeah, now we're down to 9. After the initial excitement of going to work in a coal mine wore off, we're getting less of them. Now they're still trickling in. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna let it ride for a little while. Let's see, is it having an impact on our economy? Well, it's April 1st. Why don't we not look at April 1st? Well, we had a lot of negative, but that was because we spent $78,000. Let's just look at this year. Yeah, the graph is a little goofy because it's like showing, it shouldn't necessarily show this month at 0, you know. So anyway, we spent 270, or we exported 270. Man, that's, why so much? Bricks, 68,000 bricks? What did they have a brick shortage? Oh, this year. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, this month we've done some bricks. Okay. That's, never mind. Ignore me. But there you go. Last month was 79,000. When you consider this whole year has been 187. I know it's only the beginning of April, but you know, we've come a long way. Let's go back to this month and stop getting all excited. Yeah, bricks are making us money. We're still not making money just on the bricks alone. The coal. Yeah, look, that's sporadic. That was just, that number was just pretty much steady climbing before. You know, just like a gas pump kind of thing. Alright, well, I'm just talking, and we're not building much, and I'm not sure that you guys tune in just to hear me talking about this. But things are going well, and I am going to debate. Let's see if I can ramp this up. I'll come up with a plan. I think I'm just going to build a few houses right here, which just means moving this road over, which luckily it's just a gravel road. And I think I can move these power lines. I think I could just move this one. Oh, heck, why don't we just do it now, all right? Let's pause it. And let's make sure we can get, like, from here. Even here, just fine. See, and this is the benefit that don't auto build with. Just have to make the turn fancy. Alright, so now let's bulldoze this without bulldozing half the stuff in the city. Let's look down on it. Hopefully that gives us the best chance of. There we go. That was a good one. And I think the problem really is the click past, you know? If you think you're just going to click on that object, but it clicks past it like it hits the ground, you know? That's good to go. Let's be careful near buildings. Though it does ask you about, you sure you want to delete that building? I think that will work. Yep, connected with long wires. So that should be just this to there, right? Builder, good sir. Alright, so we back in power here. Yes. Alright, well that was sort of half the battle, wasn't it? Other than I'm going to probably cut off our workers here for a minute. Let's, yeah, I think I even have a plan. I saw that road, I don't know where that's going. Where is that? Oh, that road just goes in there. That's fine. It will just, this road will go right from there. And since we're now doing fancy town roads, we don't want this to auto build. We'll try to come from here. too far. Let's just make sure. Yeah. This guy attached. This guy attached straight. It's because it's just. You know what I think we can do? Let's do something like this. See if that will work. It really wants that turn, doesn't it? Can't have that turn. Let's see. Oh, did it change that anyway? Good. Now you can come a lot closer. Now we go. Yes. See? This game, I can see where it would be frustrating for people. Now the question is, how many houses can we get in there? Can we get any in? So we get some other stupid little message. Because I wish they would set those to whatever you set them at. Save them. That'd be nice to add to them. Leveling sometimes helps. Won't let me level much at all. We may need to get rid of that road at least. Not the road, but the. Let's pause here while I go crazy. Really? Like that? Look at that. Come on. You gotta like it someplace. Sometimes if you get one of them to go in, it's like there's like a neighbor zoning policy or something. Look at that. Is this up? I know I just found the perfect spot. I don't want to ruin it, but is this up on like a hill? No, it's not really. Just need that. I guess it needs to be that far away from this building. Like I noticed the different type buildings. Now, one thing we could do, maybe. Oh, you know what? See, sometimes there's more than one way to skin a cat. I wonder if I couldn't get two of them in here. Where does this guy have to go? He likes. A little closer. So can I get this one in? Can't really tell where that is. You know what? I have another idea. An angle. Plus minus thing. We're going to do it on an angle. I think this is going to work. Not doing the whole thing. Watch this. Right, we're going to zoom out and up and look down on it so we can see a little better this time. Yeah, see how we have this angle? I can't build, but I can, if I can get this guy. I thought I just had a spot for him. Can't build, can't build. This way. This way, and then we're going to go and get a road. That's awful. I'm gonna go get a road that he can attach to. And we're gonna delete the road a little bit. Then we're gonna try to get another house. Oh, come on, I just saw it. I had it. No, I don't want that little thing attaching. Yeah, I want that attaching, just like that. A little closer. Is that not one of the uglier things you've seen in a week? But guess what? It's 3 houses in that little spot. Leave me alone. Oh, that's roads. And then this... go right back because it doesn't mind it if it's afterwards. And this can go here. And I think I'm just going to build those with dollars for the moment. Well, go ahead and start them. But I think some of this we need to build with dollars because it's just such little. We just build the whole road with dollars. No, you know what? We're going to build it legitimately. Now this one didn't get a road. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete all of these off. Get those back. Delete you off too. I don't want all of it. Yeah, just put that right there. Now we're going to delete this. Let's remember exactly where this thing is. Switch over to roads. Good road. So if I put it, it's got to be just to the center needs to be just to the right of that thing. Otherwise the whole entire thing may fail. Right? So the center should be like just here. Overlaps. It's just going to go snap back into here. There we go. So now I can come in and build that, and then I'll get all these roads attached back up. Probably cuss a little bit, but yeah, there we go. So let me come back when... Here, let me start time again. Probably could have left time running, but didn't want to mess with people too much here. Matter of, well, I'll worry about that off camera, but I'll probably just build these little stretches of road with $1 because they're hardly worth bringing a whole construction crew over for. Well, you guys can go build that road. So there we go. So we're going to shove in a few more houses, see if we can't get coal upped, and then we'll come back. Come back when I get this, try to get this thing ramped up, which is really going to be getting more people into houses down here, taking advantage of my little population boom that I hope is coming. All right, I will talk to you in a few seconds. Well, my little addition caused a problem, and about, I don't know, 30 seconds after I stopped talking, stopped recording, realized this was probably going to be an issue, and even back then I moved the power lines over. I got my trigger finger on the school button here, so we're going to have Revergrad School number 2, which is a very socialistic kind of name, communist. I know they used to have like school number 7 and stuff like that. I've heard of that before in the world, and I think it was in Eastern Bloc countries. Anyway, so yeah, if we come over here and you look at, oops, it all in view. So if you get it all in view, like you just can't reach the other side of the street, which is going to be a bit of a problem for the hospital. And at this point, he can't get the food either, which is a bit of a problem too. So I left a little extra space. So while this wasn't my initial intention. Let's see about getting, where's a grocery store, right? I think this will be close enough. I would have leveled that out more though, because it'll annoy me. So I'm eating into my, that is raised, right? So it doesn't like to raise when you're too close to buildings. What else was this? I think this might have been the only thing he couldn't reach, but then there's the neighbor behind him. Do they have good paths? Yeah, I mean, is he attached to that path? Maybe if I attach him to the... But he should have paths along the road. I think his problem is... I'm going to think about it. Before I go through all of this... Sorry, guys. Blabbering out loud. I need to get him... Get him. But in fact, did that make it worse? It seems to have made it worse. Can I get a path between those two buildings? Not quite what I really meant to do. Definitely not what I meant to do. That or nothing. I'm not sure how that makes it worse. Yeah, now that they go out that way, yeah, it's 263 just to this other building here. So that means he can get to the kindergarten and the cinema, but he can't get to food or a store or the pub. So they need their own like little community down here if that's going to work. Or I need to get a whole busing system in here. Well, you know what? I'm not sure that breaks my heart to fill this up with. But I did have a bus stop down here in case of this emergency. But now I'm already building the darn houses. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's just do it. Let's just see. Can we get in everything? There's a small store. We're kind of getting far away from you here. Are you sure this isn't too far? Let's level that up a little bit more. So when it comes to the pub, we live right next to a distillery. I also know that they don't really need or won't use the pub, or at least I believe this pretty firmly. Small store. Now, how far away are you? You can't really tell yet, can you? But you're making it to there, no problem. So I don't think you're going to have a problem making it to all this. Alright, well there you go. So we'll see what happens with his lack of a pub. I don't know that that's necessarily going to hurt his happiness. And he lives right next to the distillery, so... Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that I did that. Didn't want to take as long as I did showing you, but I didn't... At first, I don't know. I think I made it worse by putting that extra path in. So I'll have this built next time you see me. Okay, back for a wrap up of the episode, and our 3 houses are built, along with 4 buildings to support them. And I want you guys to know that if you don't see any more houses in this general area in the near future, I would be amazed. So this looks like it may not be Coal Town anymore, because it's just sort of screaming out for more houses now that we have all this. We got a kindergarten right here. We got everything we need for like another 1,000, 1,500 people to live right in this little, you know, comma-shaped area there. So anyway, yeah, so you can pretty much count on that. But the other thing I was doing, if we come over here, the farms are going gangbusters. This is a nice balance. They seem to, oops, sorry about that. Just close that. I don't know why it started talking all of a sudden. Oh no, I do know why, because I didn't turn it off. It had been quiet for so long. Anyway, this is a little bit like picking tomatoes, if you've ever been a gardener. You know, like, oh look, there's 64. This one's close enough to ripe. And, you know, so what I want to do is just come here and plop them into our new building. Let's take a look at the new building. So, yeah, we got 28 in there. So do we have any other ripe tomatoes? Again, just sitting here. Yep, another ripe tomato. That should get this guy up to like 30 some. This guy's got 56. This guy's got 28. This is the one I take for school. See, so when I get people in for schools, I put them here. So actually, I should probably do this. You guys can go to either school from this house. Hopefully, the other people tend to gravitate towards it anyhow. Say this one's got 68, so I'll put them in this one over here. Now it's only got 58. Oh, this one's got 66. 38. Some of these were low earlier. 40. 39. It looks like it's time to build some more houses, doesn't it? I don't really have anybody who's low. Let's take a quick look at you together with the population. Yeah, I had a big baby bump coming, and it looks like I have another good chunk of babies coming as well. Like, but this was up to here. Let's see, can we do like this year? Well, that doesn't really show. Well, you see it's dropping down, and if we did like last year, like you can see it went like way up. I had like 350 or I don't know 400 or something. And it went way up to like over 600. So as far as the babies go, they're back down a bit. That was last year. This year. So keep an eye on these numbers as far as the number of people you have, because you can kind of grow your population. You sit here and, like I said, it's a little bit like picking semi-ripe or ripe tomatoes, depending on how many you have, and you know, keep ahead of houses. And I really haven't had to bring in too many immigrants. You know, now what's going to happen soon is that we're going to start a new town, so I'm assuming I can, you know, grab people from here and bring them over there, and you know, that'll take a big hit on the population here, but again, it's no different than taking your tomatoes and moving them to the valley over there. So anyway, as far as our coal production goes, now that we did all that, let's take, I don't think I didn't specify this one. Go to here. All right, so now I have 3 houses all saying go to that coal mine. And we got 26 people in there, and we're producing 12 tons of coal. So not even half of what we would need for the power plant. But that's okay, as long as we keep, that number might have been low. And it'll go higher as we get more people. And this is another argument for houses right down in here. So I don't think I'll make an episode of, you know, putting up more of my houses. Might even get creative with other house types. But yeah, there we go. We could probably get them started on this one. All right. Well, I'm not sure that this was the most exciting episode, but the next one will probably be more building. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you have a vote, I may not. Yeah, if you have a vote that's a little long term, because there's a good chance you won't see this episode before I've moved well on. Sort of depends on the timing, but sometimes I'm ahead by a few days on the episodes. And I'm going to change my plan, and I'm just going to do this, pretty much every day for at least till I get tired of it, which is not happening yet. So, and let me know what you guys think. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Revergrad is coming along. I'm happy. We got coal. It was kind of a big machine to buy and build. And now the money is just pouring in there. So, thanks for watching, and have a good day. Take care.